What's up? What's happening? It's your girl, J1 Yvette.
I do it for the turn up. And we ain't going nowhere. We praise him because it's necessary. So watch us turn this place into a sanctuary.
J1 Yvette.
I do it for the turn up.
She's a G for Jesus.
And I've come to praise his name.
You're listening to Sunday Inspiration with your girl, J1 Yvette.
I wanna make, yeah, bad energy, you keep that away. Don't want it tomorrow, I need it today. Yeah, shaking the gates of hell when I pray. Yeah, but now the devil, he know me by name. Yeah, I saw the enemy, so I'm not afraid. Yeah, I saw the Lord, he shot on my face. Yeah, you pointed my sin, I pointed the grace. Ayy, it go like that. Praise the one who saved my life from front to back. Dog, I've been to hell and back. Check the stats, got my brothers on attack. Ain't no better way I'm at. I know God, he got my back.
What's up? What's happening? It's your girl, J1 Yvette. It's Sunday, June 9th, 2024, and welcome to the Poetic Praise edition of Sunday Inspiration. That was Brenno featuring Marty and Don Reddy with God Got My Back. Now, I'm on a Christian hip-hop vibe today for my young nation. I have always considered hip-hop to be a form of poetry, and I love to see so many of our young people using that poetry to praise our God. Now, before I move forward, I want to send major love and big shout-outs to my church home, St. Paul Church in District Heights, Maryland, which is led by Senior Pastor Robert J. Williams Sr. and Pastor Robert J. Williams Jr., Pastor Bobby, as we call him. Now, if you're ever in the DMV and you're looking for a church home or you're visiting the area, we would love to have you come join us in worship. But if you're not in the area or you can't make it in person, you can still be a part of the service. Click on over to spchurchonline.com for more information. That's S as in Saint, P as in Paul, churchonline.com. We do stream our service online every Sunday beginning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And before I move on, I got to send a shout out to all of the graduates who were honored at this morning's service, and to all the graduates out there, class of 2024, congratulations. God bless you, and I am so proud of you all. May God continue to cover and guide you as you take your next steps. Now, coming up next, I've got music from Richdanfamous with P31 Lovers and Friends Christian Remix. Now, I came across this video on Instagram and it was an instant follow. You're rocking with your girl, J1 Yvette, and this is the Poetic Praise edition of Sunday Inspiration.
And they gon' count. Shawty a P31, she putting y'all way before me, yeah, she must be the one. Wisdom come out of her tongue, she gotta go hard, see the poor, she open her arms. And she pray before she see the sun, she been whole steady, she ready for that kingdom come. And the spirit we building the bond, it's three in this pit when we gather, me, you, and the sun. Jesus, your love is efficient, deep in my feelings, I'm praying, I hope that you listen. My father be standing on business, he told me he love me and he by my side when I'm here. My God showed grace on me, he showed me his strength that day when my flesh run weak. And he sent me a P31, she remind me of me and her love run deep. And they ain't gon' count, I wanna be perfect for God, but I still fall short of your glory. And they ain't gon' count, I wasn't content where I was, forgot you was writing my story. And they ain't gon' count, I ain't standing on 10 when you say you provided, you told me don't worry. And they ain't gon' count, I was riding with a Glock 19, but she told me she still won't judge. I was too far gone, I took my eyes off the Lord and the enemy trying to come off. I lost it all, I was just slipping and sinking, but God, I'm glad.
What's happening? It's your girl, J1 Yvette. Now here on Sunday Inspiration, I come to bring you the latest and greatest in gospel music every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. But if you want to get your worship and praise on all through the week, let me tell you about this cool Facebook page, y'all. It's facebook.com/sounds from heaven. That's facebook.com/sounds, SOUNDZ, from heaven. Get your worship and praise on with that good gospel music, preaching, and even a little bit of comedy and inspiration. Once again, it's facebook.com/sounds, SOUNDZ, from heaven. And then every Sunday, join me for Sunday Inspiration at blogtalkradio.com/Sunday Inspiration every Sunday evening at 6:30 p.m.
In this devotional, we're going to talk about why we need to trust God, why we can't trust God, and how to trust God. So let's do it. Luke chapter 1, verses 18 through 20 says this. And Zechariah said to the angel, "How shall I know this? For I am an old man and my wife is advanced in years." And the angel answered him, "I am Gabriel. I stand in the presence of God, and I was sent to speak to you and bring you this good news." Verse 20, "And behold, you will be silent and unable to speak until the day that these things take place, because you did not believe my words, which will be fulfilled in their time." What's going on in these verses? Well, the first thing is Zechariah is a priest working in the temple. His wife, Elizabeth, and him are very old, which is why when an angel named Gabriel that stands in the presence of God comes to him at the temple and says, "You are going to have a child," he says, "How shall I know this?" Zechariah could not believe in his old age he was going to have a kid, let alone John the Baptist, the forerunner of the Messiah. "Behold, you're going to be silent and not able to speak until the days that these things take place, because you did not believe my words." Why we need to trust God? Because we're shushed. Like Zechariah, we can have all the evidence around us and we still not trust God. And what happens when you don't trust God? You get shushed. We don't have a bath, so we wash our kids in the shed. But when I first started making videos, it was when I was working at my dad's church, and I didn't really trust that I was called to preach. My dad was a preacher, my grandpa was a preacher. You okay, August? Yeah. Is it too cold?
Yeah.
Okay. Here, let's use this water. Poor August. We ran out of hot water, but he's all clean and dry and happy and playing with his brothers now. Back to what I was saying. So I didn't really believe that I was called to preach. I knew that I was good at talking to people, but to believe that I was called was another thing. I just started making videos because I felt it was the best way to reach the young kids at my church. Because I didn't believe in my preaching gift, I applied to a church, and I worked there for a year and a half. Guess how many times I preached? Once. Over that a year and a half, I realized the thing that's missing in my life is preaching. I'm definitely called to do this, and now I gave up the opportunity where I was able to do that at my dad's church, and make videos, and it was going great, and the videos were growing and growing and growing. I gave that up. I felt shushed, but it gets worse. I applied to a different church thinking I'll be able to preach more at this church. Same thing happened. I worked there for a year and a half, preached on stage one time, and it was like a joint sermon with another guy, so he did most of the talking. I felt shushed, unable to use my gift, unable to experience what God was calling me to enjoy. Like Zechariah, because I didn't believe, I was shushed. So we need to trust God because we don't want to be shushed anymore, but we can't trust him. This is part 2, because of our situation. Look at what Zechariah says in verse 18. "I'm an old man. My wife's advanced in years." He's looking at his situation. He's not looking at the angel standing right in front of him. He's not looking at the good news being brought to him. When I was in college, I was in a weird situation. The situation was I was one of the only people really following Christ at my Christian college. And that was a hard situation for me to accept. And so 2 guys that I went to high school with ended up going to the same college as me. And I thought, I wasn't friends with these guys in high school, but now I guess I can just be friends with them because I know them, and they were cool guys. And so I would hang out in their room till like very late at night. And sometimes on the weekends, let's just say they were doing inappropriate things on their computer. I stayed on the other side of the room, but I still didn't leave the room. I still was around them. This is why I couldn't trust God. I couldn't be the preacher, the man of God I was called to be. This was before I met Lokalani. I couldn't be those things because I was looking at my situation and thinking, well, I just got to accept the fact that this is, what's in the cards for me right now. Zechariah couldn't trust God because he was looking at his situation. So we need to trust God because we're shushed. We can't trust God because of our situation. So how do we trust God more? We have to seek. A lot of times when I'm looking for something in the fridge, it'll be like right there on the door in front of me, and I just can't see it. And so I'll just say, look, Alani, where's the ketchup? And she'll come over and it'll be right on the door. I wasn't seeking. If I was seeking, I would find it. I'm too often looking at my situation of being so hungry that I don't seek. Zechariah did the same exact thing. Zechariah was looking at his situation of being old, and so he wasn't seeking. God promises that if we seek him, we will find him. In fact, Zechariah didn't even have to seek that far. He didn't have to look even as far past his name. His name had the answer in it. Zechariah's name means God remembers. And guess what? His wife's name is Elizabeth, which means his promise. God remembers his promise. And what is God's promise that he was remembering? Exodus 6:7. If you obey me, I will be your God, and you shall be my people. But then that presents another problem. We don't always obey God. So how can he be our God? How can we be his people? That's the promise. He promised to send someone who would obey him, who would save us from our sins. Jesus came as the promised descendant of David to be the one that would not only perfectly obey him, but perfectly obey him and then take away our sins by dying for us on the cross. His promise he did not forget. Are you shushed right now? Are you looking at your situation? All we have to do to trust him more is to seek him. Seek him in his word. Seek him in prayer. Seek him while you're driving in the car, listening to worship music, Christmas songs. Seek him. Simple.
I don't know what you've come to do, but I've come to praise his name. You're listening to Sunday Inspiration with your girl, J1 Yvette.
Can't tell no lie when I give them everything I see outside and saying what they think. I got my mind on the king, on the king. I wanna give them my all. I see first the king, done, won't go back and forth about it cause this ain't ping pong. Can't get repetitive like a theme song. I talk to my father about everything wrong. He calmed the winds and the waves. He say why you fear, you have little faith. Not but my strength, but my debt has been paid. He run the street, yeah, my road has been paved. He is our light in the darkness of caves. This the one who perseveres through the trial. Shake it up, break it down. We don't flip powers of hell. The one that's in you is greater than who in the world. I praise his name and I'm sure. I wanna give him my all.
It's the Poetic Praise edition of Sunday Inspiration with your girl, J1 Yvette. That was music from Kid Lee. It's called Do It for the King. I'm on my Christian hip-hop vibe tonight, so let's keep this praise party going. Major love and major shout-outs to my Young Fly and Saved crowd. This one is for you. Quick programming note, I'll be back on the air next Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time with another new episode of Sunday Inspiration at blogtalkradio.com/Sunday Inspiration. Now, you know this is where I like to fill up your tank with that good gospel music to get you ready to face the week ahead. And unlike the gas pump or the grocery store, Baby, this fill-up won't cost you a dime. Now, before I move on, I want to send a major shout out to my official promo team, Team J1 Yvette, which is run by my girls, Brenda J, Tracy, and Amina. You can follow them on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at Team J1 Yvette. That's team, like in football team, JWANYVETTE. And don't forget to join my Patreon squad for early access to the podcast, including bonus content you won't hear anywhere else, early access to my music before it drops, and other behind-the-scenes goodies. Join my Patreon squad at patreon.com/justifiedmadness31. Now, before I close out, I want to send a shout out to all my fam bam, whether by blood or by love. I love you to life, and I love you for real. Love and kisses all the way to heaven to my big papa, my hubby Ellis. I love you, miss you, and honor you every single day. Shout out to my St. Paul Church family, our pastors, all of our ministry leaders, all of my twamly, my threadies, my mad hatters, my young nation, my TikTok squad, my Patreon squad, Yvette, Heaven, Shane, and last but never ever least, my daughter Jessie. You hear her at the top of the hour every Wednesday and Saturday on Justified Madness. Now, coming up next, I've got music from Mission. It's called Free. Free on the inside, free on the outside. I feel that down in my shanana. Shout out to Willie Moe Jr. Then, on the other side of the commercial, I'm going to close out with music from young Kriss featuring Don Reddy with A.T.W.U. All the Way Up. You're rocking with your girl, J1 Yvette, and this is the Poetic Praise edition of Sunday Inspiration.
I say, yeah, buddy, rolling like a big shot. Got cleaned up and I only serve a big God. Fresh start time, fresh new mind. Free on the inside, free on the outside. Why you worry when you know that he gon' make a way? I done seen him make a blessing like 100 ways. Everybody got a time, a dog gon' have a day. Only running to the Lord, I never run away. Curving him, demons try to get me, but I'm swerving him. Circle him, target in my flesh, I had to murder him. Satan only come to see your joy just like a burglar. Smirking him, I know he got it covered like a pergola. We go ahead and knock it out the park and turn the bases. You was walking faith and started running out of patience. I sat at the table with my plate, I'm saying graces. We cast all our cares, forget the past and turn the page. I say, yeah, buddy, rolling like a big shot. Got cleaned up and I only serve a big God. Fresh start time, fresh new mind. Free on the inside, free on the outside. 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 Free on the inside, free on the outside.
What's up? What's happening? It's your girl, J1 Yvette, sending a shout out to Erica Campbell. Yes, that Erica Campbell of Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell. And make sure you're listening to her as well as Darlene McCoy on the Nightly Spirit Show and the Willie Moore Jr. Show. If you're in Richmond, VA, make sure you go to Praise 104.7 on your FM dial or hit up praiserichmond.com to listen worldwide. It's a praise party and everybody's invited. You're listening to Sunday Inspiration with your girl J1 Yvette.
Feeling blessed, my daughter on my chest, my wifey to my left while she hogging up the bed. God is my protection, my wife that's my selection. My baby need direction, so I watch what I invest in. Life is up and down, but I steady ride the wave. Serving in the body, showing kids that Jesus saves. Praying for my brothers, I still love them all the same. Even though the seasons change, know that family never fades. Amaya Grace, that's my baby. Jesus, that's my safety. God gave me discernment, so ain't no way to play me. You can say you love God, but you gotta live it. Walking like you talking, now you walking in the spirit. Yeah, I mean that love so true. Hey, covered in grace like woo.
Thanks for rocking with your girl, and thank you, Lord, for another opportunity to share with my fam. I'll be back on the air this Wednesday night at 11 p.m. Eastern Time for Justified Madness at blogtalkradio.com/justifiedmadness. See you there.